Hi, my name is Titus Sum. I'm a career banker by profession, specializing in regulatory compliance, financial crime compliance, working at Standard Chartered Bank, Kenya.
My name is Faith. Um, I am a data science professional and I work at Moringa School as a technical trainer. How did we meet?
Yeah,
Do you want to tell the story?
it's quite a long story. Disclaimer, it's not conventional, I can say that. We actually were in the same primary school, that's Hill School Eldoret. We met when we were, I believe,
12?
yes, at around grade 6. And it was not until we finished, I think, high school that we met again now around 2011.
I joined that school in January as we were starting class 6. Nowadays it's grade 6. And yeah, it was a nice experience joining a new school. So I was there first term, second term, and then he joined in the third term of that year. So when he joined, the first thing I noticed about him is when we did the first exams. Okay, not that I noticed about him, but the first thing that drew my attention to him was when we did the first exam, he was like among the top. So when I joined the school, from a much smaller school, and then I performed really well in the first exam, my dad was like, that's so interesting. Like, you've come from a smaller setting to a bigger setting, but you still outperformed most of the students. So when he joined and then outperformed everyone, that's when I was like, interesting. But that was about it. So we never spoke to each other in most of primary school. The only interaction we had was he sent me a success card. The ones people used to send each other in class 8 as people are preparing for the national exams. So yeah, that was it. And then I responded, like I sent back a success card after a while, and that was it. We never spoke to each other, but sometimes we could sit like close to each other because he was index 2 and I was index 3 at the time. So, but we didn't speak to each other. We had no interactions. We were just kids. We were kids, yeah. Yeah, that was about it.
Then in high school, I believe I wrote to her. That was the first time, like maybe it was an interesting poem. She says I copyrighted it, but it was a genuine one. Then she responded 1 year later. I think we had only like 4 letters going the whole of high school.
Yeah.
One letter per year, and yeah, so that's how we wrapped up our high school, and then now met after high school. We both went to campus in Nairobi. I was in Strathmore University, then she joined Nairobi University.
About a year later.
About a year later.
Yeah.
That's how our dating began. It was fun, I can say that. Um, Being green in Nairobi, and basically, um, this is where we wanted to come to campus. We spent most of our time hanging out as a couple, but also with friends. We used to go to events. We used to do a lot of outgoing activities at that time. I used to visit her at her school, and yeah, once in a while she used to also come to the other side.
Yeah, I actually went to his school probably twice the entire uni period. Yeah, but as he said, we used to go for movies, we used to hang out with friends, just what regular Brook university students would do, meet up for lunches. Yeah, that's about it. Sometimes chill at Yeah, mostly movies, hanging out with friends, and outgoing activities like outdoor activities. Yeah, outdoor activities. Actually, I'm a very cautious person, so I didn't have like high expectations with this one individual. Like to me, it was like if it works out, then what a pleasant surprise. Um, and if it doesn't, then that's gonna be sad. But there's no pressure. I think expecting it to have worked out back then was quite a long shot,
Yeah.
considering like how long we had known each other. Plus also the dynamics of he came to Strathmore University before I left, before I came to uni. So there was just that window of he might meet new people, you might meet new people. But I think for me, the first time I came to Nairobi, I didn't have accommodation that first day. So the next day, my mom had to go to Eldoret, but she was bringing me back to school now to look for accommodation within the campus. He came to town and like he met my mom and said hi. So that's when I was like, okay, interesting. He's quite confident. He wasn't scared to meet my mom, and in a way, in an unspoken way, I felt safe. I felt safe that he's been here for a while, and like I'm not gonna get lost. Yeah.
Yeah, no pressure. I believe I can say that. And I don't know. It was like a day at a time, and now we are here. I don't know. Time flew. I don't feel like we had that pressure. We were just, and also along the way, we now share mutual friends. Her friends became my friends, and my friends became her friends.
Yeah.
So that journey has been amazing, and to date, I believe still no pressure as we journey along.
Yeah. Also, I feel like because it started way earlier, like when we were kids, like when we were literally kids, it's it's not been like a linear kind of relationship. It's not had a linear progression, like you meet and then like in 2 years or 6 months. Yeah, so it's just been like being there with each other as we've grown up, as we've evolved. Yeah.
Yeah, she joined. By the time she was in first year, I was a year ahead.
Yeah.
So we did first year, second year. By third year, we moved out of campus. That's when we got our first house. And I believe I was in fourth year, she was in third year when we got our firstborn baby, Zuriel. Yeah, so it was quite a ride. For us, it was a new experience. And again, like we were supported by so much love and joy by our friends and family by extension. It was a new experience. You can imagine. We were like 1 year into finishing campus, but yeah, life began. So it was an interesting journey for both of us, and it took our dating actually to the next level. Like she said, it was not linear. So we we were young parents. I can say that, juggling parenthood, school, dating at the same time, but still enjoying all of it together. So by linear, people would say like, are you actually schooling? Like, remember that's what my dad asked me, like whether you're still studying. But we said we're doing both.
Yeah.
So we did life together. That's how we started out. Um, yeah, our first house, it was really cozy. We furnished it together through school, and yeah, um, once that year went by, um, that was our first, I can say, year out of school, but still doing parenthood.
Yeah, so the thing is, we've always been the kind of people to embrace our journey. So even when I realized like I was expectant, um, it didn't feel like the world is coming to an end. First of all, my mom is very, very, very supportive. Like, she didn't make me feel like my world is coming to an end. Of course, we had that moment of like fear between the two of us, but once we got past that, we embraced the journey. Like, I remember the first, so I came to Nairobi with the baby when he was 3 weeks old because I needed to continue with my schooling for that semester. And by that time, he had, the pressure point for him was his CPAs. So when I went back home January of that year, I told him, do your best and make sure that you ace all these 6 papers, so that when I come back to Nairobi in May or in June, in June, now with a little human, your hands will kind of be free, right? And we didn't want to compromise like the studies, as well as like having this little person to take care of. So between the two of us, we had to really have a lot of teamwork, so by the time I was coming to Nairobi, he had set up the house, and thankfully he aced all the 6 papers. So then his hands were free for that period, not completely because he was also in school, but by that time in 4th year, there were mostly projects. It was not as intense on a day-to-day basis. So that's how we kind of balanced that dating period, and we did that. And he graduated in in 2015 with a first class, I must say, and he was really proud of himself because he was like, I have been able to juggle both life and studies. So he graduated in 2015, and then he got his first job
around the same time.
Actually while still in school, right? And then I graduated the following year in December, in 2016. December, I had a lot of support, I must say, like support from family. At that time, we were living close to his sister's place. My sister would also come in and step in whenever I had exams. And he's always like been a hands-on partner, so I didn't feel, I had a lot of support. That's what I can say.
After the graduation, so 2015, I got my first job. I was lucky to be in a Pan-African graduate program. We used to travel a lot. I used to spend much time also in South Africa. So when I got my first job, I knew already she's the one. So I started looking for the ring. I think that was my main goal at that time. I remember maxing out my credit card at that time, buying the ring, yet I didn't even know when or where I'd propose. So I stayed with the ring for almost a year. She didn't know. Yeah, it's actually a year. That's 2015 on to 2016. And I think that's where the anxiety built. Every day you're like, is this the right day? I knew she wants to be proposed to in an outside space. So I really looked. I had a couple of options, but settled on Rolf's place in Rongai. So there's a huge bridge which connects 2 places, and that's the ideal place where I wanted actually to do the proposal. So fast forward to around June 2016. We went there with my friend, and it was a surprise lunch. Actually, she didn't know it was a proposal, and I had printed a small t-shirt for our boy. He was now 2 years old, he could walk. So the t-shirt was reading, "Will you marry daddy?" it was quite a nervous experience, and yeah, the t-shirt really came through. We still have it. So
Yeah.
yeah, when we were done with lunch and we were crossing back, we kind of had the bridge to ourselves. So there was no one at both ends. My friend this side, the photographer the other side, then me in the middle, with the ring, and hoping it doesn't fall.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah, it was
quite
quite high.
high.
So that was the proposal. It was really wonderful.
It was a surprise, but also scary. Like we were really like at a high point, and I didn't expect it completely. I'd actually done one. I had actually painted one of my done my nails on one hand for myself, so the other one was bare. But it was really nice. It was beautiful. Yeah, just how I'd have wanted it to be.
Our parents knew about us, I believe, yeah, especially now that we were looking after a little one. We all met at the hospital, I can say that. Her mom was there, my mom.
No.
But the dads, yeah, they were a little bit receptive. My dad was not there. After the proposal, we were working towards now setting date for the engagement. So in our culture, it's actually the parents who initiate. So before the engagement, there's a show up. So I spoke to my mom and we set a date, and so that was now moving towards 2017. So my parents went and sat with her parents, made the intentions. Then yeah, we had a date now for the engagement. Exactly a year after the proposal, June 2017. Yeah.
So I'm a firstborn in my family, and it was going to be like the first traditional wedding or coito in my family. So I remember not knowing what to feel, what to expect. My dad was happy, but at the same time in his feelings, kind of, because he was feeling like it's happening too soon. Yeah, because I think I was 20, probably 20, yeah, 25. I don't know if 25 is young or old, but my dad, I don't know, it was kind of a reality check for him that at some point, like we'll have to move on to other phases of life. So the day went well. It was beautiful. We had like a yellow and black theme going on. It felt like a lot of confusion on my side of the family. But on his side of the family, they seemed ready, and they seemed like they knew what this business is about, because he's the last born, I'm the firstborn. So yeah, but it was a nice day. We danced, we sang, we ate. Yeah, it was a beautiful day. after the traditional wedding or the koito, we had planned to have a wedding in December of that year. But now what I hadn't said was I was expectant at the time of the traditional ceremony, right? So unfortunately, I had my baby prematurely because of some complications. So we had to stay in the neonatal intensive care unit for about a month before we were discharged. So actually when the baby was being born, he wasn't in the country at the time. So it was quite a difficult season, to be honest. 2017 from Q3 all the way to Q4. And then after being discharged from hospital, so he came back when the baby was around 9 days old, right? Yep. And he'd visit us every day. Yeah, so it was quite a difficult season, to be honest. But I thank God that we were able to pull through. So we had intended to have the wedding in December of that year, but we got readmitted to hospital with the baby, and that second admission was kind of a reality check for us. Like, he needed blood transfusions. So we decided, you know what, just between the two of us, we need to pause on all the wedding preparations and wedding plans, and we need to focus on taking care of this baby until he's strong enough and like he becomes an actual person, right? So we put the wedding preparations on hold and focused on taking care of our little one. Yeah, so that's what we did. So life just picked up from where it had stopped after the traditional wedding ceremony. So that 2018 went by, 2019 went by. Then we had wanted to have the wedding end of 2019, right? Yeah. But now we decided that we've become like an actual family at this point, right? So we have 2 boys. We've already done the traditional wedding ceremony. Dowry has been paid. We decided instead of doing the white wedding, so this is now going into 2020, the COVID year. We decided to build a home in Eldoret, where we come from. So that's what we did in most of 2020. And it was a good year to build because of all the what are they called? Tax relief from the government. So that's what we did in 2020. Then fast forward to 2021.
So nothing much really happened.
Yeah, nothing much. Yeah, COVID year, then 2021 went by really fast.
We are looking at now 2022 as the wedding year. So we were looking at September, and also we had some inclination towards April. We settled on April 30th, 2022.
Yeah, so we settled on April 30th. So my birthday is, his birthday is in May 30th. My birthday is June 30th. So we thought 30th is a beautiful day. It's a meaningful date, rather. And so we settled on April, 30th April 2022. Yeah.
One of the things we said, we had our priorities, like what do we want, given we were looking at this wedding like a celebration more like. So there were some things which we won't compromise on. We quickly booked our honeymoon.
Yes.
That was one of the top priorities. Then in terms of the bridal and the gents, we had our close circle of friends. So she handled from the ladies' side, I did from the men's side. And one thing we wanted to get actually out of the way was the clothes. The clothes were ready, I believe, a month to the wedding. Everyone had their pieces, and yeah. So um, I went with a friend of ours who does actual tailoring. It's called Tima. Really nice suits, bespoke. And you went with.
Yeah, so for the ladies, I didn't want to like faff around and experiment with different tailors, so I approached and asked them whether they could do the dresses for the ladies based off of one of their designs that I felt was simple, elegant. I liked the colors that they had. So that's what I did, and it was pretty much a seamless process because these were trusted, this was a trusted brand, yeah. For the wedding day, one thing I remember I really wanted and prayed for and hoped for was like a sunny day, beautiful blue skies, sunny day. Like that's all I had initially wanted, and I even had like what are they called, like the weather predictions on my as my screensaver for that day for almost 2 weeks leading up to the wedding, and I was hopeful that it was going to be a sunny day. So I was happy that that came to fruition. Like it was a beautiful sunny day. So for my dress, I wanted like a full ball gown for the ceremony in church as well as the reception, and then I wanted like a fitted gown for the evening party, which was also one of our priorities because we like to create parties, and so that was one of the priorities as well during the planning, to have a proper evening party. So in the morning, we woke up pretty early, but unfortunately, the makeup artists got there a bit late. And at the house where we were getting ready, the ladies' side, we had a blackout, so that set us back around probably 1.5 hours, right? So there was a bit of tension in the morning, but we had a really, really good support system, especially what are they called? Like the main couple. What do you call them?
The
Best couple.
couple,
Yes,
yeah.
we had the most amazing best couple, and so my maid of honor, her name was Amy, and she kept things in check. Like she kept ensuring that we had a good vibe going, regardless of the pressures and the phone calls and the where are you, we're running late, etc. So we had a good time getting ready until maybe the last 30 minutes is when it started getting crazy because we were running late getting to church. Yeah. So that's what our morning was like on our side.
Yeah, from our side, the morning was beautiful. She said it was sunny. We got to church actually at 9. So from the gents side, we managed to pick up also the boys, and yeah. To my surprise, the church was full. That's one thing I wanted to say, and the choir was really elated. Yeah, given that we were planning this wedding from Nairobi, and we were having it in Eldoret, planning a wedding in a different town. We didn't know how really the reception would be, but it was really amazing.
Yeah. Highlights.
For me, yeah, seeing her walking down the aisle, I hadn't seen the dress. It was really beautiful. It actually filled the aisle. It was really beautiful, I can say that. And the the church was full. It was just vibrant. I remember seeing my colleagues. I didn't expect them to fly to Eldoret for the wedding, but they did. And after that, if I can mention the reception, my cousin was actually the MC, so the reception was really fun. We had a good time. It was really sunny, and actually we didn't see how time flew because I can say there was no boring speeches for one,
Yeah.
and people were really enjoying themselves and having a good time up to the cake cutting and the tea time. Yep.
Yeah, so the highlights for me were definitely my dress. Um, how he said the vows was really interesting. Like he said those vows with, I was feeling nervous standing in front of the church with a full church, and but how he said those vows like with conviction and like he was sure about what he was saying. That was really nice. It does qualify as a highlight. Having the boys as ring bearers was really cute. So the firstborn brought my ring, and then our secondborn brought his ring. That was really a beautiful sight. The reception was also fun. Like his cousin did an amazing job as the MC. We had also a good sound system that filled the space and like with beautiful energy. The evening party was also a highlight for me, like the first dance and the lights, what are they called? Yeah, so there was some really magical moments on that day. Yeah.
After our wedding, there are some things we had to build on, like especially key things such as ensuring that now you are a solid partner. Like, you can't just move like somebody who's not married. Let me not say somebody who's not. So we really try to work on that. Attend events together, show up together as a couple, and also just to do fun things more together. Like after the wedding, I believe our anniversary came up this year. That was something beautiful, a highlight, and something we hope we can continue doing.
Okay, so for me, I can say that so prior to the wedding, we we went for like counseling, like a professional counseling psychologist, not the ones they do in church. That one was also there, but we wanted to see like an actual professional. And I think having that meeting with him kind of cemented the foundation that we had built. So before that, you could say that it was mostly like winging it, like how do we do this with regards to finances? How do we do this with regards to making decisions? How do we let external forces influence our decisions, influence our marriage? But after going for counseling, before doing and there are really lengthy sessions, like we discussed so many things. We spoke about teamwork and how to do that in practice on a day-to-day basis. So for me, the difference between before the wedding and after the wedding is really in the counseling in the counseling sessions that we had, because those then cemented a lot of, helped us to farm up a lot of the ideas that we had, and on what we wanted, what we didn't want, how our experience in our childhood experiences influence how we view the world and how we show up, and how then do we work on those elements of ourselves that might not be so great to build the team. So I think one thing that I really picked up out of those sessions was teamwork and prioritizing that. And yeah, so there was a huge shift for me in that regard, because of those sessions that we had. Yeah. And also by the time we were getting to the point of doing our wedding, we were 29. So we were in a much more mature headspace, sitting down with an actual professional and discussing these things. Yeah, there's a huge shift. I can say that. Yeah.
To the young couples, most importantly, be with somebody who adds to your cup and you can have fun together. That's one thing. Then life cannot be linear, maybe, in my opinion. Learn to enjoy all the aspects of your life and create a wholesome experience. And while doing that, it's important to surround yourself with the right people. So by that I mean, if maybe you happen to have a kid, if you have the right people around you, they will support you and they will encourage you as you go on. And yeah, because at the end of the day, everybody will make it, and I believe that it's that positive energy that you need to carry along with you as you progress in life.
For me, one thing I know for sure is that the person that you decide to spend your life with is one of the most important decisions you're going to make in life. So no matter, like, regardless of the point at which you're making that decision to spend this person, to spend your life with this person, make sure that there's someone who sees you for who you are, not what you have, and someone who sees you as a whole being, as an evolving person. And I feel like once you have that, someone who sees you as a being that's evolving, that's changing, and they love you regardless of the seasons, then I don't think there's anything that's insurmountable, anything that's difficult at all. So whether that's financial setbacks, whether that's you got a kid and children are blessings, but of course circumstances differ. But regardless of whatever you might deem as a setback in your mind, if you're with someone that you can trust, that feels like a safe space, that allows all aspects of you to grow and thrive, then nothing is too difficult in my opinion. Yeah.
For us, it's all about good vibes, and I believe like we've just enhanced our experiences. We said we are outgoing. Right now we try to prioritize traveling to new places. Like our birthdays are key highlights. We try to visit new places, whether it's restaurants or outside Nairobi. And also, I believe we challenge each other by reading new books. So we have a habit of getting each other a book now and then. So yeah, and also our friends, they form a key circle of how we enjoy time together. And yeah, if I can add on, so in terms of our date nights, we do things which we like, not just maybe dinners. We can try out new experiences. Like recently we went for skating. It was quite something. But yeah, we have fun together.
Yeah, so we really like, we value fun. I can say that. Is that a weird thing to value? Yeah, so we do value fun. We see life as like when we need to be serious, we're going to be serious. When we need to work, we're going to work. When we need to make money, we're going to make money. When we need to be parents and be strict and create rules and enforce those rules and decisions, we're going to do it. When it's time to have fun, we have the most fun. We travel to different places. We watch movies. We prioritize fun, basically. So whether that looks like date nights, ice cream dates, dinners, trying out new cuisines. So it is a priority to have fun. Yeah.
Yeah, to Mrs. Son, thank you for being my support system. I appreciate you for the good times and memories we've had journeying together. I appreciate you mostly for your cooking also. Yeah, I never say this enough, but you're an amazing cook. You're an amazing mother to our boys, and you fill our home with the warmth and joy. Thank you for that, and I love you.
Aww. Love you too. All right, so to my husband Tito, I remember when we started dating, you told me that I wouldn't have a boring time or a boring life with you, and I think that's one of the things that you have kept as a promise. I don't know if you were aware when you said it, but you told me it's never gonna be a boring time. And yeah, thank you for filling my life with fun, with amazing experiences, for being a safe space for me, for allowing me to thrive in different aspects of my life, like in my career, like you've been really supportive, as a mom, as a woman, like you allow me to thrive in the different elements that make me me. So thank you for that. Thank you also for being an amazing leader in our home. Thank you for being an amazing provider, an amazing protector, for being an amazing dad. And I love you. You've been hanging out with the Sons, and this is our love story.